Hello and welcome to another wonderful episode of Snappy Plays Gigantic. Now, hello, welcome back aboard the good airship Hopium. Today, this is part 2 of me talking about the generals of how I basically play Mozu. This is a clash match. I don't actually know whether I win or lose this. I just know it gives a pretty good sense of how I play Mozu. So I'm going to go over here just because I'm trying to stick behind this central pillar, at least here on Ghost Reef. But you tend to try to find spots like this where I can kind of rotate around more. So my health gets down to about a third, and I'm going to rotate off to the side here. I do a short little teleport here, just hoping that I can pop up on the side here and catch somebody. Then you're going to see me kind of rotate back here and rotate. I was debating whether to go around that way, but it looks like I'm going to go up here and grab these health orbs. I haven't watched this all the way through, so this isn't going to be like... Some of this is going to be me guessing, but I can almost tell you my general thought pattern. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just kind of using this cover to kind of continuously rotate around it. It gives me sort of protection from some of the long-range characters. It also makes it so that the enemy team is kind of struggling to figure out where exactly Snappy's at. Is he on the left? Is he on the right? They don't know. I go out back here, I just top off, and by the time I run back, my auto heal has already got me the rest of the way up. I'm trying to figure out where the enemy's at, because I'm going to use my teleport to gain the boost, but I don't want to get in there. This guy gave me trouble to do this whole match. I don't remember anything else about this match, but if I remember correctly, this guy, the Ramsey, just through the whole match. This is also, I should mention, the first like 5 minutes of this match I didn't record because I thought we were just going to get one-sided. And I ended up getting 4 kills in the first 5 minutes, that are none of which, of course, are on cam. So here I am on the left, just shooting, and then she falls back, and I can see, like, there's a whole bunch of people here. I bet at some point I'm probably going to drop this shield. My health's getting kind of low, so I'm probably going to rotate around to this other side to see who I can shoot from the rear. But I don't want to stick my head out too far because I'm kind of worried about how low my health is. That guy's low, but again, I'm not going to chase. I'd rather just fucking fall back. The kill's not as important to me as the fact that I damaged him. Like, we have other characters who have the possibility of finishing him off, like Amani and HK. If Trip and Wu are back there, which they're pretty deep a lot of the time in this game, like, they definitely have the ability. Like, right there, Trip went in and finished off Charnock after I got him down. I'm trying to not be worried about chasing when it comes to Mozu. My goal is damage. My damage at the end of the game is kind of how I judge whether I did work or not with Mozu. Like, normally I would say my KD. Like, and KD is important, I guess. I don't ever want my deaths to be higher, obviously. I don't want to be feeding him energy the whole game. But, this is a good one. I kind of got him interested in fighting me over there, and then I teleported away. So he just didn't chase me. I get some kills here, and I do a bunch of damage to their fucking Guardian. I get a double kill, and a bunch of Guardian damage. Oh, when I get 2 teleports. I was kind of sad right there. I distinctly remember that, because I remember thinking, I'm gonna do the same thing twice in a row to this Margrave, and he's not gonna catch on, and get some more Guardian damage, and then I teleported and I didn't get any more Guardian damage. I missed that orb. It's like, yes, I'm gonna land on it, and I teleported too far. I just put back on the dimensional door trait on Mozu, and I haven't used it on her in just forever. I've been using the one that makes Arcane Vortex triggers. And so now that I've switched back, the extra teleportation distance is really messing with me. To make it hard to judge. Also, I don't think the reticle for where you're teleporting to always works right when you use that. Like, I think sometimes it goes to where the original range was, and it doesn't show where the new range is. At least that's what it seems like a lot of times. So it makes it kind of hard to judge. So again, I'm just rotating around the central pillar. I'm kind of dancing in and out. As soon as I start taking damage, I fall back. Especially when my teammates are in there like that, because I know they're just going to focus on my teammates, and it'll give me a chance to kind of reposition and do damage to them again without having to take damage to myself. I know Margaret is chasing me because I can hear him back there, so I'm like, I'm just going to go over here. Again, I'm just rotating. Like, I very rarely am standing in one spot for more than a few seconds. Unless I'm getting, like, some good damage off on somebody who's just standing still. I'll probably rotate. Like here, I probably rotate back around to the other side. The other good part, especially on Ghost Reef here, is you can run to either the left or the right, and there's some real easy health ward pickups. I mean, like I said, my strategy probably changes map to map, and what part of either clash we're in, or you know what point I'm playing to. But in general, I try to find spots in Mozu where I can rotate. Some maps are hard for that, like Sanctum Falls. The first half of that is kind of a bitch. Whether you go to the left or to the right. The bridge, there's just not a lot of cover you can rotate in and out of on the bridge. And it's kind of the same thing when you go up in the hallway. There's just not a lot of cover up there, but this is one thing Ghost Reef is great for, especially on Rush. You can really just rotate around this central pillar and keep yourself kind of out of their line of sight and kind of keep them on their toes because they don't know, are you on the left or are you on the right. If you just take a couple pop shots and then rotate back around to the other side, and it genuinely, most of the time, it kind of throws them off enough that you don't find yourself being like too heavily pressured by anybody. I was hoping I could catch them, and I just fucked up with where I was aiming when I came out of that teleport. It was completely my bad, because I probably could have easily gotten that kill. I just expected them to be somewhere that they weren't, and so I turned and started firing, and they just weren't there yet. And it kind of screwed up the timing on all of it. Again, just rotate around the middle pillar. This was really good because this team was kind of like feeding back around the pillar a lot until they'd start taking damage, and then they'd kind of fall back. But this Ramsey, man, he was screwing me up. I think he ends up being like the top player on their team. I think he has like... I want to say he does. I want to say he has like the most kills at the end of the game by like a good margin compared to the rest of his team. But he messed me up. I think he got like 2 kills on me like right early on in this game. And here I am. See, I'm just rotating around this middle point. I see them over here, so I rotate over here. This Trip has this habit through this whole match. I think she does it early on a couple of times before I started recording, where she's like the only one that really pushes into our E. Everybody's falling back. I take a lot of damage. I don't think I go over during this clash because I took too much damage right here. So I died. I don't know what I'm at for deaths. 1 death. So I didn't die earlier in the game. But that Ramsey definitely was screwing me up through the whole game. He was just landing solid shots, and he seemed to be about the only one on their team that was really paying attention to me. I mean, right there, I think I did by the Charnock, actually. But as far as damage, I would guess I probably took the most damage from the Ramsey in this game. He seemed to be the one that, at least from what I remember when I was actually playing, like, he's the one I caught doing damage to me a lot of the time. Like, right there, I think he chipped some damage on me. That was probably a waste of my focus. I probably should have saved it. But I clipped him a little bit with it. I just thought he was going to stay out and pressure me a little bit more, so But I will say this team does a really good job. They were really bad about walking back around the back half of that little island, but they did not push around it for too long. They pushed very momentarily, and then they basically just always fall back. And a lot of that was because they were losing most of the time. But and then this Trip kind of screws up my plan here. I was gonna continue to work on Charnock as he ran across the middle. I'm gonna guess he was going over towards A. But that didn't work out because Trip came in and kind of screwed it up for me. Okay, now. I'm gonna go over here, top off on health, and then run away. Again, Mozu's health is so little that if you just take a little bit of a boost from the tree, and then pretty much immediately run away. At least on Rush, you're auto-healing, and so you can just... Most of the time, by the time you get back to the action, you're at 3/4 of a health bar, and you'll be fine. But I'm not... I'm trying to watch my health when I play as Mozu. Anytime I get down below health, I start considering running away, and it depends on how much pressure I got. Do I have 1, 2, 3 guys on me? That's, like, very important in me making the choice of whether I'm going to run away or not. Again, I'm just damaging him, and then I'm going to let my team handle it. Margrave is pushing in. I saw a couple other health bars pushing in. I don't want to be out there on the front line. Margrave is pretty close to being dead, so I'm trying to get him off the table. Teleporting here was super risky, and I don't think I probably, if I was coaching myself, I would have told myself to not fucking do that. It was really risky. There was just a lot of people around. My health was pretty low at that time. Probably too low to be chasing. Mozu's health in general is really low. She's really, really squishy. She is not somebody that I would recommend chasing with. At some point there's Zandora left, and we got the Zandora bot. They actually have a power lead on us right now. Good for them. They didn't do the worst throughout this game. There's that Ramsey again. There's 2 or 3 guys over here. My positioning coming in that time was probably a little bad. I probably should have went around the back and came in. I don't know if I would have made it here for the fight in time, but it probably would have been safer. I put myself between that Ramsey and that Margrave, and that probably wasn't the best choice on my half. If they had pressured me, they probably could have killed me in about 2 seconds. Like I was saying, Mozu's just way too squishy to be up there in the action between people. You want to stay back. If your health gets below half, I would say consider running away. And if it gets below 1/3, 100% run away. Being killed as Mozu is the worst. The time it takes you to regenerate. So here I just I sit back, I'm going to throw down Arcane Vortex to knock off some of that range, and then I'm just going to lay into him as much as I can. If I have my focus, I'm going to use my focus. I get a double kill here. Let's see if I get a triple kill. I think I do get a triple kill here. Oh, no, I don't. That's right. I get a triple kill if we count Ramsey's drone. Oh, does that count as a triple kill? No. It was really close, though. I got a showstopper on Ramsey, which was cool. But back to Mozu's health. Like I said, half consider running away. 1/3 definitely run away. Mozu's health is just so squishy. There are certain characters like Trip, they can just take you out in like 2 seconds, even when you have full health. When you get down to 1/3, the number of characters who can just one-shot you at that point is just too ridiculously high. It's so much easier to just run away. It doesn't take that long to heal. A couple of seconds out of combat healing up, and you're back in the fight, and that's so much better than being dead. I mean, it's always better to not give them a health, than to give them not a health, but a kill, so that they don't get the energy anyway. But with Mozu, it's extra bad because she doesn't take that long to heal. There's not a good reason. Like, I don't think there's an argument to die with anybody, but with Margrave or somebody, you can at least say, well, healing takes fucking forever, and you can just say, well, I'm impatient. But you can't say you're impatient with Mozu, because it takes like 2 seconds to heal her up, and it's like, just go heal. Just go heal. It'd take 2 seconds, and you'd stay in the fight, you wouldn't give them energy, you'd be able to run away, and rotating around the back of his pillar. Keeping Mozu out of lines of sight is just so absolutely necessary in this whole game. When you're out in the open, you risk taking damage from long-range DPS characters, and that's just unnecessary damage. The more damage you take, the more time you're going to have to spend out of combat, healing. So you want to keep your health up. You want to take as little damage as possible. That way you can focus your time on shooting people. Again, I'm on the left, now I'm going to rotate to the right, and then back to the left. every time I try to stop, I try to do so near cover so that I can kind of corner peek and see where people are. Because I don't want to be... Okay, this is the end of this game, I remember this. This is a great spot to just jump up with Mozu. You do it too many times in a row, they'll catch you. But it is a great spot, especially if they're concerned down there in the middle fighting. You can just jump up there, hit the fucking Guardian from a range, and just do some crazy damage. But overall, that's how I basically play Mozu and Clash. It was a fun game. You know, like I said, it's just all about rotating, staying out of lines of sight. You got to cover peek to, you know, see where enemies are. You just don't want to expose yourself more than you have to, and you want to teleport away when your health gets too low. That's probably the hardest thing with Mozu is health management, realizing when you need to run away, because it's difficult because you play almost any other character has so much more health than Mozu that it's so easy to be caught off guard with Mozu when you don't realize her health is going to drop as fast as it does. Get some shots in, run away. I like to keep people to a little bit past a medium range. But overall, it's fun. If you have any other questions on how I play Mozu, this was just kind of a general game where I played fairly well, and I kind of stuck to my guns. I didn't do anything too crazy. Besides that one Margrave kill, like, even looking at it, I'm just like, man, there was a lot of people. There was a lot of action going on. If, like, too much damage had slipped to me, I probably would have died there. But anyway, I hope you liked watching. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time on the Airship Hopium. I am your wonderful captain and host, Snappydude. Ta-ta, everybody.